What's happening, Saints fans? Hope y'all are having a happy Friday. In today's edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports, we're going to go through the winners and the losers from OTAs so far. We're still early in the process of organized team activities, so there's clearly a lot of things that still need to be shaken out and a lot that will happen over the next handful of months into training camp, into the preseason before we get to NFL Week 1. But I wanted to just take a look at the players whose stock is rising and stock is falling early in the offseason programs for the New Orleans Saints. So we're going to start off with the losers so far, and then we're going to get to the winners. And for what it's worth, if you're listed as a loser, you're listed as a winner. Don't think too much into it, but this is just players who have struggled versus players who are doing really well early. So we're going to start off with Tyler Shuck, the second-round pick by the New Orleans Saints, number 40 overall. He is a loser on the OTAs so far because early on in practice, he has struggled, and Spencer Rattler, quite frankly, has just looked better, and that's totally fine. For what it's worth, it's okay that a rookie looks like a rookie. He went 7 of 8 in practice yesterday. This was the first time that media was able to go and take notes and share what happened at OTAs. And he did take the second team reps with the team for 7-on-7 drills. Spencer Rattler took the first team reps. For what it's worth, he did have a nice deep ball to Rashid Shaheed. That would have been a touchdown. And we're going to take a look at the passing completion map for Tyler Shuck. Credit to neworleans.football, Nick Underhill, John Hendricks, Mike Triplett. That whole crew does excellent work. I highly encourage you to go subscribe to their channel. Go check out their content. They do awesome stuff. But I wanted to just show you kind of what Tyler Shuck's completion map looked like for the open part of OTAs. You can see one incompletion on the right side, about 10 to 20 yards, probably closer to the 15, 16, 17-yard mark. But all in all, Tyler Shuck is a loser, but he's not the only quarterback on the losers list. We're also going to dive into Jake Haener. Again, shout out to neworleans.football. Go subscribe to their stuff. They have excellent work, a lot of great insight. He's a loser as well. So for what it's worth, Tyler Shuck is a loser because what he did at practice wasn't amazing compared to one of the other quarterbacks. Jake Haener, on the other hand, is a loser because he just wasn't a participant in practice. He was present and he was working off to the side, so it's nice to see that he is around the team. But he did have an oblique strain that he suffered Wednesday at the end of practice after getting some extra reps in. And he will likely miss the remainder of OTAs, but it is good news for Jake Haener. The MRI revealed that there actually wasn't a tear in the oblique, so he doesn't have any surgery required. It's just a strain. So all in all, pretty good news for Jake Haener. He should be ready to roll for training camp, and he does have the ability to compete for the first string quarterback position, although I do think it's an uphill battle. It just got a little bit steeper. And for what it's worth, I want to just give a little bit of credit to Hunter Deckers. We're not going to call him a winner. We're not going to call him a loser. We're just going to acknowledge him as a player. He does have a big opportunity ahead, so he could become a winner if he continues to have good reps, if he goes and shines, if he's a player that looks good at practice and impresses Kellen Moore and Jake Haener just isn't around, then maybe Hunter Deckers can be promoted to a winner. If he struggles and he doesn't take advantage of this opportunity, then he will be downgraded to a loser. But right now, Hunter Deckers just kind of in the mix. Jake Haener, he is a loser. Tyler Shuck is a loser. And we got one more. Dallin Holker. Yeah. You guys might be saying, Trizzy, what the hell is he doing on the losers list? He lost his aura. Plain and simple. He lost his aura. He did not participate in practice yesterday. He's dealing with an injury. I'm not totally sure what the injury was, but he lost his aura. He cut his hair. I mean, do you remember how luscious that flow was last year? I mean, come on. What the hell, Dallin? What are we doing here? Does look professional for what it's worth, but you lost the locks, lost the aura, so Dallin Holker is a loser. Totally just kidding, having some fun with it. Just wanted to show some fun and talk about Dallin Holker. It's been a while since we got to mention him. Yeah, cut his hair. Crazy concept. He's lost his aura. Just having fun. Join the Noti Gang, Saints fans. I want to encourage you not only to subscribe, but to turn on the notifications. We're going to get to the winners here in just 1 second, but I was looking at the analytics on the channel. Ooh, guys, we got to step this number up big time, but really need to step this one up. So the subscribers with the noties on, it's about 13.5%. 6.2 thousand of y'all have your notifications on. We have over 45,000 subscribers. I need some of y'all to hit the noti bell, but then don't just stop there. Set them to all, so that way anytime we make a video, you get a push notification on your phone. It doesn't just send it to the YouTube app, but it'll send it to your phone as well. So let's go into the OTA winners. Spencer Rattler is a winner. Obviously, Shuck is a loser. We mentioned Rattler, so we're going to kick it off there. He took the first team reps with the 7-on-7 drills at OTAs, and Nick Underhill did report that he was actually the starter throughout the week. There was also reports out there that they're going back and forth. So Kellen Moore said, in terms of the quarterback competition and who will get first team reps, who will get second team reps, they're going to rotate throughout the summer. So don't think too deeply into who's starting early, who's getting the backup reps. Like, don't overanalyze, don't think too deeply about it. But for what it's worth, the reps that Spencer Rattler had, he looked really, really good. He looked confident. He looked composed. He looked very experienced. And he had multiple connections with Chris Olave, which is awesome to see, considering he didn't really have many opportunities to work with Chris Olave last year due to the injuries that Olave sustained. Now, for Spencer Rattler, it's clear that he's very ready for this quarterback competition. It's clear that he's prepared. It's clear that he is accepting and excited about the challenge. I mean, they're competing every single day, not just on the field, but in the classrooms as well. And this is not just a competition that's going to be decided by who's the better player on the field. It's also going to be decided by who ultimately takes control of the locker room, who ultimately is the guy who steps up to become the leader for the New Orleans Saints, who is the player that the entire offense, that the entire roster turns to when they need direction and they need somebody to guide them. Is it going to be Rattler? Is it going to be Shuck? There's still plenty of time for this to be decided, but for right now, looks like the edge is with Spencer Rattler. Again, I don't want to take anything away from Tyler Shuck. It wasn't a wasted pick. There's plenty of time. This is the first week of practice for the guy. Like, let's give him a break here. Let's talk about Kendre Miller. Fun fact, we're going to call him a winner. It's really shocking to say that, considering how much time he's missed over the course of his career. The big story with Kendre Miller has been availability, whether it's due to injuries, whether it's due to how prepared he is. But it's good news for Kendre Miller. Kellen Moore is saying, despite everything that's happened in the past, he has a clean slate going into this season. So for Kendre Miller, for what it's worth, it also looks like he's slimmed down a bit. Maybe it's just the jersey number change. I don't know. I think he looks a little bit slimmer, Colin. That's just me. But he does have a clean slate, so Kellen Moore is not going to hold anything against him from previous coaching staffs. And maybe, honestly, there was a little bit of an agenda, or there was like a little bit of I don't really like it. I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to prove a point with, I don't know. I'm not trying to speculate. Dennis Allen's not even in the picture anymore, but I will say for Kendre Miller, it's important that he has a clean slate this season, and it's important that he takes advantage of that, because there is some really good running backs that he's competing with to get snaps. Alvin Kamara, obviously, is the running back one, and he isn't at OTAs. Don't worry about it. He never is. He is a guy I am not worried about whatsoever. But Devin Neal, your 6th-round pick out of Kansas, and Marcus Yarns, an undrafted free agent, both are players that not only can compete with Kendre Miller to take his spot, these are also players that have been getting reps with the first and second teams early in OTAs. So obviously, I don't think Devin Neal or Marcus Yarns is going to be the running back one, but they're getting those reps and they're getting work to see what they're capable of doing and get a good look at what they can bring to the offense. And I do think Devin Neal will seriously challenge Kendre Miller for the running back 2 spot. Marcus Yarns, I think, is a very good player that could potentially make the roster as a low-end running back. Maybe he's a practice squad guy, but I think both of these players are guys you should not sleep on whatsoever. I want to get your confidence level, though, in the Saints running back group. I'm just curious. I want to hear your gauge here. How you feeling? Scale 1 to 100. 1, you have 0 confidence. They may only have 100 rushing yards total. 100, they all lead the league in rushing. Let me know what you think in the comment section. For me, I'm probably at I'm at like an 80, because Alvin Kamara makes me very, very confident. However, behind that, a lot of questions. The Devin Neal selection made me feel much, much better. I would have loved a Cam Scatterbo. I would have loved another player early on, like an Ashton Jinty or something like that. A Travion Henderson would have been cool, of course. But I am absolutely thrilled to have Devin Neal into the mix. Marcus Yarns is a player I think has some ability. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still around. Velus Jones Jr., Alvin Kamara. I mean, this is a pretty interesting group, to say the least. So get your opinions in the comments. And while you're down there, you're going to actually see the links to these polos right here. You got black with white stripes or white with black stripes. What is it? Tell me about it. Zebras are black with white or white with black? I don't know. But I can tell you right now, what I do know is you can get these polos on sale. Chatsports.com/Saints Polo. The link is clickable in the comments and the description of this video. It's also easily findable. It's going to be replied to the pinned comment. So if you want to go get one of these polos, they're Nike, they're fresh, they're perfect for the golf course, perfect for a day drinking adventure with the fellas. You're going to Bourbon Street? Hey, this is a great shirt to rock. I guarantee you're going to be the freshest looking guy out there. Chatsports.com/Saints Polo. Get yourself some gear today. Now, Trevor Penning is also going to be a winner. And I know that traditionally he's been a offensive tackle. And I have stopped designating him as a tackle. We're just going to call him offensive line yet because we don't necessarily know what will happen with Trevor Penning moving forward. For what it's worth, early on, he is moved to guard. And why is he a winner? Because Kellen Moore is saying he's doing an excellent job and he's embracing it. And this is a thing for a player coming out of a small school that might be challenging, a third new position for him. He was drafted as a left tackle. He got a little bit settled last year as a right tackle. Now he's moving to the interior offensive line. So for Trevor Penning, I do think he is a guy that needs to take advantage of this move to the interior offensive line. He's also a player that needs to really shine because not only is he competing to try and just get on the field, he could be competing to keep a job in the National Football League as a whole. So I'm really happy to hear that Kellen Moore has been impressed with Trevor Penning's move to the interior offensive line. And so here's how the O-line is shaking out early for the New Orleans Saints. Kelvin Banks, Trevor Penning, Eric McCoy, Suzariz Talese-Fuanga from left to right. So that is pretty cool to see Trevor Penning getting settled in at the guard spot. I am interested to see how he will shake out there. I'm hopeful that he will work there because I do think that he is a player that has some skills. He just needs to hone it in. And hopefully we can see something similar to what Mekhi Becton did with the Eagles. Kellen Moore was able to turn him into a nice interior offensive lineman from the tackle position. Maybe you can get the same with Trevor Penning. Now, Alontae Taylor is going to be our last winner of the day. I just got to say, man, I'm so pumped. I am so excited to watch Uno this year. Number one is going to be a movie in year 4. I'm super pumped to see how Brandon Staley will get creative with him. I'm super pumped to see how he will use him. Brandon Staley has been praised for the creativity and the dynamic usage of his cornerbacks. So I think with Alontae Taylor, it's really cool to see that Brandon Staley's already getting creative with number one. You've seen him at OTAs already blitzing. You've seen him already get a couple of would-be sacks. You've seen him be a versatile player. He's a very disruptive, very energetic, very unique and fun player to have in the slot spot. I'm really excited for Alontae Taylor this year. Year 4 is going to be a movie. Every year, he's put it together a little bit more, and he showed us a little bit extra. And you've been able to see in the videos that the Saints have posted on their social medias, Alontae Taylor has stepped up as a vocal leader in the locker room. He's not just a first, second-year guy anymore. He has some years under his belt. He has some mileage. He has some tread on the tires. He has experience that is respected in the locker room. And a lot of people are looking at Alontae Taylor to step up and be the guy for the New Orleans Saints, to be a just enforcer on the defense, in my opinion, at least. I think that would be an excellent role because he's just this high energy, high swagger, very confident guy. And when he gets going, the entire defense starts flying. And not to mention, he's been a vocal leader. He's also in the middle of the huddles, breaking things out. And I love to see that from Alontae Taylor. Now, if you want more Saints videos like this, I want you to like this video. And really quick, can we go back to the photo of Spencer Rattler? Because I forgot to tell them a note that I had that was interesting. But I want to encourage you to not to subscribe to the channel, but like this video because we're trying to get more people to see our content every single day. And if you want to see our content every single day, YouTube, it's a really interesting algorithm. Yeah, you keep talking, Trizzy. You like the video, and they're going to recommend more of our content to you. And not just content from us, but other Saints podcasters as well. So if you want to get more Saints videos, not just from us, like the video. Now, really quickly, for Spencer Rattler, I forgot to mention this. Kellen Moore actually praised Spencer Rattler on his ability to command, call plays in the huddle, and understanding what all 11 players on the field are responsible for doing. So I really think we should not sleep on Spencer Rattler. I do believe he is a player that has a real opportunity to be the week 1 starter for the New Orleans Saints, and I think that this competition at the quarterback position, ultimately, the winner is actually going to be the Saints fans. It's not a player. It's the fans, because they are going to get the player who is most ready, who is most able to succeed, and who will give the Saints the best chance to win early in the season. Who Dat Nation, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all stay golden. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time.